all of that implies that there's something big going on. There is something, there is a process unfolding. Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a general reading for those born in the year of the monkey, of the Chinese Zodiac. Obviously it says so in the title. So being a general reading rules apply. If someone else appears in the reading I might get you mixed up. I don't believe I tend to, but that seems to be a fashionable thing to say. However, one thing that is both fashionable and true to say is timing in divination is hardly absolute. Now, you can ask a question prior to this reading. So take a moment, think about all of the questions that are around you, and then focus on one of them. But be aware of all of them, because the cards will answer what they please and not necessarily what you and I think is the most important. And hopefully your active focus gives energy to the process, which I will hopefully return to you in the form of the reading. Although I will say these are more of a guidance type reading rather than say my Western Zodiac monthlies where there's a past and a present. There's a little bit of present, or at least there's the start of the reading, so that's probably a good way to put it. Housekeeping, there's a link down below for the Facebook page for this channel. Now I post all of my videos obviously because hey, YouTube notifications gone a bit weird this year, like everything else. And I also post all the astrology weather reports, you know, forecasts for the week ahead, month ahead, what have you. So I try to make it a bit of a one-stop shop, so come and join. But more importantly as well, it's got its own inbox. So if you are wanting to contact me for a personal reading, that's the way to do it. You can also get me on Twitter, on Instagram, and at Tumblr at Sunchild Adventures. So yeah, come and join. Everything's down in the description below. Right, that's enough of my waffle. Let's get on with the actual reading. So now then, monkey, it's spiritual growth time. Simple as that. It is spiritual growth time, but it's also an element of it's spiritual growth time. Sit back and allow it to happen, I think is a good way to put it, because we have the Book of Changes from the Kuan Yin Oracle here, which talks about that how Kuan Yin, or let's just call it the God Force, you know, whether it's your higher self or what have you, is steering you in the right direction. Honest governor. It may not feel that way, it may not look that way, but stay alert for the guidance that comes in, but allow things to happen. And I think this is pretty much spelt out in the tarot decks as well. We have Hexagram number 52 from the I Ching, which is mountain above mountain, and it indicates again stillness, being solid, being how two mountains together can give one another strength. Ain't nothing gonna phase them. And we also have from the angel area Netzach, the right leg of the tree of life, the seventh emanation, the seventh Sephiroth, which is endurance. It is that which resists. All of this, and Veil of Shadows, which is the whole time for your spirit to, if your spirit was a potted plant, it needs repotting. It's outgrown the pot it's in. It's probably a brief summary of what that card's about. So, all of that implies that there's something big going on. There is something, there is a process unfolding. With all this advice to sit back and allow it to happen, there's an indication that you don't need to try too hard to steer that process or to control that process. You know, as all modern spirituality 101 would say anyway. Interestingly, we have this Field of Dreams card, which is saying that go after... Now, how did it phrase it? Go after your dreams. Chase your dreams. Simple as that. Now is the time to do what you've always wanted to do, and abundance will result as a result of it. Have I got it? Yeah, because it also came up for the last sign, which would have been goat. This is the perfect time to harness the field of vast potential not yet realised in your life. Great abundance is yours if you're willing to do the work alongside the gentle gardener. Be clear about your thoughts, feelings and belief. Concentrate on your best life, regardless of the temporary outer conditions imposed upon you by the greater world, which has its own story to tell. You have a basket full of seeds that are quite powerful, for your talents are divinely inspired and will indeed lead to a greater harvest to be shared with others. Again, there's that implication of big things going on outside your control. And it's quite possible that acting too fast could mean how can I disrupting that process. However, do not worry if you are not wandering around aimlessly. This middle row, 1, 2, 3, they're the in-between tarot. They read the spaces in between each card. So this card is in between Death and Temperance. And it talks about a renewal of purpose as you have gone through some form of transition. And you notice the angel just forming in the clouds there. So it's not, that Temperance angel is not fully there yet, but you know it's coming. You know, there's no doubt in your mind that that is coming. And that requires, I do believe, a certain amount of planning and strategy, even though I said don't take control, but planning and strategy to put yourself in a position where you can most take advantage. So the thing that you have to remember with that Field of Dreams is there something that you're really good at that you have not explored yet? Is there some form of dream where you know that you'll take to it like a duck to water that you have not followed yet? Just the only control you need to take, and this will be highlighted by, well, as you could say, downloads from spirit with the star card. Knowledge will come to you that will be obvious. It's like, oh, if I go in that direction, then that means I'll be able to do X, Y, and Z. And I've always wanted to do X, Y, and Z. Great, go in that direction then. Don't go too fast, don't go too slow. Just go as the events carry you along. Now, next we have the Hanged Man to Death, which is talks about the sacrifice of the ego. But again, if you think about you've gone through a death here, you've gone through some form of transition, but it's almost like clearing out the cobwebs, because that first transition is not the end of the story. You've got to put yourself into the correct position, reacting to the information that you have, even though there is something that you lose because of that transition here. And it's something that you may be upset about, disappointed about, but somehow it has also been a victory for you. Somehow this transition, it's almost like things have changed quite dramatically, but you've not come out too badly, to be honest. You know, you haven't lost everything. You haven't, and you may be in the bittersweet position of having been proved right about something. You know, being right is not always a good thing. You know, there's been numerous times in my life where I've gone, I think this is what's going to happen, and I hope I'm wrong. I so hope I'm wrong. But there's, again here, strength. It's implying that you have to weather the circumstances that are around you as you move forward with your plans to take advantage of the really obvious opportunities that are being highlighted towards you. But it's not going to come like that. You are, however, going to get the information come through to you. So we've got Knave of Cups here, so it's indicating that this wisdom that the star is bringing in, this wish that the star is coming in, because notice you're crowned by wish cards, wish fulfillment cards. The star card, when you wish upon a star sort of idea, it can be wish fulfillment, and the Nine of Cups, which, as we know, can also be wish fulfillment, can also be gluttony. So be careful about acting too strongly to defend things. As I say, you've got to stand back and allow these transitions to occur and to pass over you. So if you're defending, then you may be blocking some of the opportunities that this Kuan Yin energy is bringing in for you. This because with this loss and risk of gluttony, risk of I must protect what I have left. No, you mustn't. I know that sounds awful, but no, you mustn't, because if something needs to fall away, it will do. And it will do whether you protect it or not. So all you're doing is wasting energy. Concentrate on the things that are left behind, because that, let's assume this is a negative change of fortune, for example. Loss of a job, loss of an employer, there's a loss of something which is eliciting a change. But that change is opening the doorway to a lot of happiness if you grab it in the correct fashion, following the information that you're giving. And yeah, maybe you will find that various aspects of you that you had held important before, suddenly just, they're not as relevant. This is, remember, that sacrifice of ego. But what the Wheel of Fortune with the Seven of Pentacles here implies to me is whatever you lose, you will get plenty enough recompense back. You know, so this transition is not such a bad thing. It's going to take you to a new dream which has its own secrets, has its own... I went through a phase of really not liking the Queen of Cups, because I always felt that she could have an ulterior motive. But now, and I'm getting it from this particular Queen of Cups as well, now I'm getting more the sense of the cup that she's holding and she's nurturing, the dreams that she's offering. They've got secrets in them, and those secrets are nice secrets, treats, you know, without sounding too much like Gollum. But yes, treats are coming your way if you allow that to happen. Now, admittedly, there's a lot of work, Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, here that you will have to do, but that work will come obvious naturally, and I think that you are going to find yourself being given a certain amount of new purpose that you wasn't aware was there beforehand. This is a really nice reading, but it starts a little traumatically because, like I said, oh goody, another learning experience. But we have the advice here on the bottom of the deck. High Priestess. Follow your intuition. Follow the signs that are obvious to you. Know where your limits are, and know that you do not have to do anything that you do not want to do. If you're worried about the resources and say, well, I don't want to do that, but I'm going to have to. No, if it's something that you do not want to do, then my advice on this one time, it isn't knuckle down and get on with it. It's don't do it. Don't do it, because as long as you are following that synchronicity, think basic Celestine prophecy. You follow the coincidences, you follow the signs, and they will take you to the right place. And if you follow that, there is plenty to recompense for what you have lost. It will take work and it will take strength, and you will be a different person by the end of it, but you will be working with others on something that is really, really valid for you. It's really wish fulfilling for you almost. But like I say, the danger here is this. I always feel with this particular deck, I do not like that Four of Pentacles. I think the Four of Pentacles are saying it is safe, it is stable. You do not need to live in a world drained of all colour. It's there you go. You notice colourful discs, but a black and white world that's just lacking a little bit of something, like colour. So you don't have to worry about the protecting. You need to look at the opportunities that are coming. And yeah, that probably means there's a sparse period coming up, a period of temporary scarcity of something. But as all things, this too shall pass. And it passes when you are rededicating yourself, or where you are not rededicating, when you are dedicating yourself to a whole new world. Oh God, I've got a whole new world going, whatever musical it's from, going on in my head now. But yeah, there is this whole new world opening up for you, and it's got the joy of that musical song as well, which, no, I can't remember what musical that's from. So we also have a verse from the Tao Te Ching. We have verse number 51. I haven't read it yet. Profound virtue. Right. So remember what I was saying about if you feel because of this loss, because of this scarcity, if you feel that you're put in a role where you're having to do things that you don't want to do, that is doing those things is the idea of you going, I must protect everything that's mine. But that is a world without colour. That is a world with no joy or nuance. It's literally black and white. So, profound virtue. The Tao creates, the virtue nourishes, the things form. Even that, in and of itself, highlights the message of this reading, doesn't it? When you get that wisdom coming in, and you've got this enforced transformation and an element of loss, the Tao creates. The virtue nourishes, the strength cards, the two working cards, the following the information that you have been given, and the not doing what you feel would be compromising yourself. The environment shapes them to completion, i.e. stand back and let it unfold and let it happen. That is why the myriad creatures all respect the Tao and value virtue. When the Tao is respected, virtue is valued. No one can command them but the Tao. That is why the Tao creates myriad creatures. Virtue nourishes them, cultivates them, educates them, completes them, ripens them, supports them, carries them. The Tao creates them without possessing them, benefits them without profiting from them, guides them without commanding them. That is what profound virtue means. I'm going to leave that one there because you either get it or you don't, but profound virtue should rule your acts here. And that's the way that you get to a far better place. Nine of Cups. Well, look at this. Nine of Cups, 2 to the 3 of Cups, which is You've got the celebration of the Three of Cups. You've got the love of the Two of Cups. You've got the coming together in an almost family intimacy, or in a family intimacy for that matter. And this Ten of Wands, now she's been appearing a lot in these readings, and I really like her. I think when she last appeared, I likened her to, this is the high society 1920s dilettante who is the person who funds Indiana Jones to go and get whatever artifact it is that she's after. And she's moving people around like chess pieces on a board, but to a good end, to a beneficent end. So yeah, she's a Machiavellian mastermind, but on the side of good. And there is a burden, there's a responsibility in that. And this role that you are taking on with Netza, with the 2 strength cards, with the stillness of the mountain, there is a role, a responsibility, and an urge to almost follow the synchronicities, but keep your hands off. Don't try and control it too much. That is a lovely reading. And as final thing, follow your intuition, monkey. Okay, so if that means anything to you, please do comment down below so I don't think I'm just talking to a camera. If you press the like button, it does help the video get seen a bit more, so please do that. And because, hey, if you've come this far, you might as well press the like button while you're here. And I'm still a young channel. It's the channel's birthday on Halloween, where I hope to be live streaming in on Halloween evening UK time, wherever that is around the world. So that would be afternoon Pacific Standard, late afternoon, early evening Eastern, and then work it out for, it's probably the middle of the night in Australia. Oh no, it'll be breakfast, won't it? Yes, if I have any Australian watching, come and join me for breakfast. But in the meantime, yeah, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you next recorded readings. When I get to them will be the full moon readings coming up, and I have a few other plans for the full moon as well. All right, cheers.